So let's start with Bluetooth. So what is Bluetooth? See, the Bluetooth technology we are using, I think for the last decade with that we are using it, right? And using the mobile phones. And before that also we have different communication strategy. And I remember in 2002 around, when the mobile phone is widely available and we can afford it at that particular time. When we want to transmit the data from one phone to another phone, we are using the RF, radio frequency technology, RF technology. And in this, we have to put the mobile phone very nearby together. And in that way only we can transmit one photo or one picture from one phone to another phone. And it will take a lot of time to do that for transmitting even one photo. And slowly this Bluetooth technology came, and in around 2004, it was widely available in India, and we have also used it at that particular time. But this technology was there, and well before 2004, it was already standardized and used in different devices. So let's start with the journey with Bluetooth and what this technology is and how it is working, and all those things we'll see one by one. So the Bluetooth wireless technology is a short range radio technology which is developed for personal area network. So it is for the communication protocol for personal area network, and it is the wireless technology for communicating. One of the most popular short range wireless communication standard, right? So it is very much used technology nowadays. And whenever we talk about the embedded devices or small devices, they very much comfortable to communicate with Bluetooth device or Bluetooth technology. Now, who has invented that particular technology? So there is a name, Dr. J. Hudson. Actually, he was working in Ericsson in 1990s, and he invented the Bluetooth technology. And he was actually being nominated for as a finalist for European Patent Office in industry category for its European Inventor Award, known as, and the standard that is known by today is IEEE 802.15.1 is the standard for the Bluetooth, and it is now maintained by the special interest group. The Bluetooth is a standard developed by a group of electronic manufacturers that allow any sort of electronic equipment, from computer and cell phones to keyboard and headphones, to make its own connection without wire, cable, or any direct action from the user. So that thing we pretty much know, that how the Bluetooth will make the connections between different devices. We can make the connections, and it is very widely used in today's world. It is an ad hoc type network operated over a small area such as room, right? So this is making ad hoc network for definitely for a static as well as for mobile devices. And it is pretty reliable communication that we are using nowadays. See, the Bluetooth wireless technology makes it possible to transmit signals over short distance between mobile phones, computer, and other devices, and thereby simplify communication and synchronization between devices, right? So it will definitely make the communication very simple. Second thing, it will make the synchronization also. Synchronization means, see, if one device want to send the data, another device should listen it. Then only both the communication is possible. So if some devices are sending the data, but another device is not properly receiving it, so it is of no use, right? So proper synchronization is required. Like if I am ready to send, you should ready to receive. So that type of synchronization should be maintained between two devices, and that is pretty much maintained by the Bluetooth technology. Here we are using like to making the connection alive. Either we'll send the data or we'll send the beacons. Okay, so the beacon will be sent between two devices if they are not communicating the data, so that they get to know each other, that both the devices want to connect to each other, and both the connections are, or for both the devices the connections are still alive. So for that they used to send the beacon signals, and with the help of these beacon signals they will use some synchronization, time synchronization control packets, so that both will be synchronized and ready to send or receive the data. Now let's see how this Bluetooth name came into the picture. Now there was a king. The name of the king is Harold Blatant, and the 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 name that the Blatant is sometimes known as Bluetooth. So Harold Bluetooth is the name of the king. He's the king of Norway and Denmark, and he unites Norway, Sweden, and Denmark with good communication during World War One, and means after the World War One, when these countries has been divided. So with the help of good communication, this king is able to unite these three countries, and that's to taken the name Bluetooth from here of the second name of this particular king. And the symbol, as you can see, the symbol of the Bluetooth is this. So how we get it? We get with Harold and Blatant. So H is represented in this way, and B is represented as this way, merged together and become this particular symbol. So the symbol is invented or came with this particular two name, and the name of the Bluetooth came from this particular king name, right? So this is the history of how this name of the Bluetooth coming into the existence. Now this Bluetooth is a global standard that eliminates, so this is the advantages here, that eliminate wires and cables between both stationary and mobile devices. It facilitates both data and voice commands, offers the possibility of ad hoc networks, and delivers the ultimate synchronicity between all your personal devices. Bluetooth is a dynamic standard where devices can automatically find each other, right? So here what we do is initially we have to find the Bluetooth device where it is. If the Bluetooth device has the password, then we have to give the password, and because of the security reason, we do the pair of two devices. After the pairing, we doesn't have to do much, right? So whenever both the devices will come in the range of each other, they will automatically connect with each other and establish the connection, discover what they can do for each other in an ad hoc basis. So this is the beauty of this particular protocol. Bluetooth is intended to be standard that work as two levels. It provides agreement at the physical level. So Bluetooth in the radio frequencies is a radio frequency standard, and we know that in the physical level, the agreement will be taken place. It also provides agreement at the next up level, where the product has to be agreed on when bits are sent, how many will be sent at the time, and how the party in the conversation can be sure that the message received at the same is the same as the message sent. So for maintaining the integrity, for maintaining the synchronization, and how much bit we are sending and receiving, all these will be done, and agreement will be done in the Bluetooth technology or the Bluetooth protocol. So Bluetooth is a standard for a small chip radio chip to be plugged into computer, printers, mobile phone, etc. A Bluetooth chip is designed to replace cable by taking the information normally carried by the cable and transmit it as spatial frequency to a receiver Bluetooth chip, right? So there is a Bluetooth chip that we have to put into the embedded system so that both the sender and receiver will be first. Sender and receiver will be set, and then the data communication will take place. Now there are two type of topology in the Bluetooth network. So the first topology is called piconet. Another topology is called scatternet. So let's see one by one. So the piconet is a small ad hoc network of device. Normally it is stations, and this is how it look like. So we have a master node and we have some slave nodes. And the master node can communicate with many slave node, and many slave node can communicate to one master nodes. So one is called master and others are called slave here. All slave stations synchronize their clock with the master, right? So they will see, you can see the communication, how they are communicating. Slave is not communicating with another slave. Slave is always communicating with the master. So one master node is there. With the master node, they all synchronize, and in such a way they will synchronize so that when one slave is talking, another slave will be become idle, and no signal will be communicated, so that the collision will not occur and the reception of the signal or the data will be done perfectly. The possible communication will be one-to-one or one-to-many, as I told you. From the master, it will communicate with all, or the slave can communicate with only one master. Each piconet has a unique hopping pattern ID. Each master can connect to 7 simultaneous slaves. We can have 200 plus inactive slaves, right? 200 plus inactive slaves we can connect with a master, but at one time only 7 slave could able to communicate. Now let's see what do you mean by scatternet. So scatternet is made from 2 or more piconet. So by making one slave as master to another piconet, scatternet will be formed by combining several piconet as shown in the figure. So as you can see, this is the diagram for one piconet, and this is the diagram for one piconet. When one piconet's master will become the slave to another piconet, then the scatter net will be formed. So in that way, we can make the bigger network. The scatter net is the linking of multiple co-located piconet through the share of common master or slave device. The device can be both a master and the slave. So here, this will be the slave for this particular network, and this will be the master for this particular network, right? A device can be both master and slave. Radio are symmetric. The same radio can be master or the slave. High capacity system. Each piconet has a maximum of 720 kbps of data transmission can be done. So this is the highest data transmission rate which will be possible in any scatternet or the piconet. Now let's go to different classes of the Bluetooth. There is different classes based on the power of class 1, class 2, and class 3. Class 1 is designed for long range communication up to 100 meters devices with a max output of 20 millidecibel. So this is the power, this is the, what we can say, the power unit of the signal, right? The wireless signal. So for that, we can use this millidecibel. Class 2 for ordinary range device, it is up to 10 meters with a max output power of 4 dBm. Then there is a class 3 for short range, and that will be up to 10 centimeters with a maximum output of 0 dBm. So we use class 2 actually nowadays in different devices. We use this class 2 range of Bluetooth. Now let's see different versions of the Bluetooth which is available. So we have Bluetooth version 1 to version 8.08. It is mandatory Bluetooth hardware devices and the addresses. So this is the mandatory thing that has been done and specified. In 2002, it has been standard as 802.15.1 and it is called version 1.1, which is standard. Then enhancement has been done in version 1.2. Here, the enhancement means the basic phenomena will be the same, but only the some enhancement has been done. This is for the faster connection. Then version 2 has been used for enhanced data rate. The data rate has been enhanced. That is how many bits per second we are transferring. Then 3.0 is high speed data transmission. Again, the data transmission has been increased. Now version 4, which come in 2010, is the low energy consumption. Here the energy has been taken into the consideration and used in of iPhone 4S, which is the around, which is very old version of the phone in 2010 that has been used, the Bluetooth version 4. Version 4.1 is done in 2013. It is more focusing on the efficiency, data exchange, and better coexistence with LTE frequency. So in 2010, this 4G came into the picture, and this long-term evolution frequency has been used for the voice and the data transmission. So to cooperate with that particular technology, this enhancement has been done. In that 2014, 4.2 has been come. It is designed for the IoT infrastructure, because in 2014 around the IoT has been hyped and many research was going on in this particular technology. So in 8. This Bluetooth version 8.2 has increased the payload size, and the Bluetooth packet is up to 10x, means uh, 10 times the payload size has been increased. Then in 2016, Bluetooth 5 came into the picture. This is a more robust version with existed battery life. So it is more energy efficient, more robust. Robust means how quickly your system is coming out from the failure, right? So it is called robust. The version 5 increased the outdoor transmission range. The range has been increased also from 50 to 200 meters. And Galaxy 8, 7, 8, S8 and iPhone 8 or X are the first smartphone that are used, the device, the smartphone that are actually supported and used Bluetooth version 5, right? So this is the history related to the Bluetooth technology, how the name comes, and everything related to the Bluetooth.